Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again, of course, with another Paladins video, and we're playing some Ash today, although she hasn't actually been buffed just yet because the Midnight Masquerade update was delayed by a week. She is getting buffed in the next update, which is why I was originally going to wait to cover her, but it's been over a year already. I just feel like playing Ash, to be honest, and everything in this video will still apply. She'll just have 500 extra shield on her Fortress Breaker. Definitely confused me a bit that they're buffing Fortress Breaker because it is by far her best and most used talent, but Slugshot is situational, does work sometimes, same with Battering Ram even more so. And they're kind of in order for you here, so for them to buff this and leave these two alone and not do anything else to Ash, it's just a bit odd. For the builds, they are a little bit different. The reset one is still the same with the cooldown reduction, lifesteal, which I run in all of them, bit of ammo in there too, and then, you know, reset on the Q with the right click, which is really strong, but sometimes you don't want to run it, which is why I have a health variant of it. I think it used to be ammo focused with a bit more ammo in the Q and like just generally, but you don't really need it with Ash at the moment. And then a health variant, which I think is also kind of new, which is just this same thing, but moved around a little bit. And yeah, just like I've talked about with a bunch of other characters, Ash's builds are a little bit, you know, silly with 50% lifesteal. Cooldown reduction I think is kind of okay to be in a build, especially with the reset. I'd like stuff like this being in cards instead of being in base kits, but 50% lifesteal from one card is just crazy. I can't believe this is still the same. I feel like there must be a way that they can balance it, although it is really difficult because I think it's a very important part of Ash's kit. Without it, she doesn't really have survivability, and it's the reason why everybody runs it. Even if it was nerfed, it would still be kind of popular. So maybe they should put lifesteal into a base kit, but I don't know if that makes sense. They did it with Tyra though, so maybe it makes sense with Ash somehow. I don't know what they should do, to be honest. It's one of those things that even though I like it and a lot of other people like it, it just doesn't really make sense for it to be in a kit at 50%. It's just kind of crazy, and maybe they need to move some stuff around. I would love to hear from you, of course, down in the comments. Shouts to a bunch of people here in this one. That's Grover, also Maeve, and I think also Alethea. And yeah, I don't know if that was Betty as well, but shouts to everybody. For their side, Genos, Vivian, Andrew, Ray, and Betty going to go for Fortress Breaker, of course, even though, again, it hasn't been buffed just yet. This video will be even more relevant after it goes up and the update's out. And then the health version instead of the reset, because I think I'm going to play more of just a tank role here instead of, like, pushing up super aggressive, just because the team we've got isn't like super pushy. But we've got Rogue's Gambit, Cursed Chord, Fiery Disposition, Rampant Blooming Fiery, Extension, Darkstalker, Booby Trap, and then something else which I didn't read because the Vivian ran past me and kind of scared me a little bit. We're going to throw that there, kind of play around it. I do like the fact that Ash's shield is double-sided, so you can kind of, you know, wiggle around it like you can with a few other characters. And yeah, start of the game here, the lifesteal you've got is just kind of insane. Pop in the air here to try and run away, but yeah, I do like where she's at. I think the spot she's in is fine. They don't need to change her. It's just when you think about it, the fact that she has 50% lifesteal in a card in the first place is just insane. We'll go for 4 nimble because I actually feel really slow here. Pop in the ult here. Don't know if that was a good idea. There's a stun on the Ray. I guess we got one of them, but yeah, part of me doesn't really want them to change it just because it kind of works where she is at the moment. But the other part of me also just thinks it's really inconsistent with Paladin stuff and maybe should be reworked at least somehow. But lifesteal, I think if they remove it, they need to give us some other form of sustain, but I don't know how that really would work. Lifesteal just kind of fits into her kit so well. Vivian's still behind, but the heals here are kind of crazy, by the way, just from the team comp we've got. I feel like I'm not outputting that much. I should be playing probably more aggressively because we are getting so many heals. Betty is kind of spamming me a little bit though. Can we finish off the Vivian? She's on like nothing. Ray is pushing me here. I think we can actually duel her, although maybe not because I'm kind of low, especially not if there's that many. Honest, we'll drop the shield, try and play around it. The Earth with the heal. I'm going to pop the F, see if I can get away. Oh my god, I don't even have damage reduction. Why did I even try to do that? I should have just tried to hit him for the lifesteal. Whatever. But I like Ash, I just don't want them to ruin her. So I feel like if they change it, it's a higher chance that it'll make her worse than better, even though it might make more sense. I feel like in every Ash video, even though I haven't made that many of them because she's been the same for so long, I talk about that same sort of subject, so I'm not going to go on about it too much here, but we'll get rid of the Betty, we'll pop the F and hyper push in. There's a tap on the Ray. That batting number's got to be one of my favourite entries in a tank. We'll pop the F here, kind of maybe surprise him on the side. There's a tap on the Betty. Do I go for the instant? Oh, this is a just disgusting play. This angle here, by the way, that you can get is just nasty. He's not even going to run into spawn. He's going to go around this way. Oh my god, I didn't finish him. Is he going to try and go back now? Okay, I mean, I'll take the kill, I suppose. I feel like we're kind of shredding him here, even though score-wise we're only ahead by like 50. Tap the Genos, sure. A double tap on him, throw the Q. I did that to try and block his grab, but I don't even know if it actually does that. We'll get some more taps on the Ray. She is out. Yeah, I think I do need to play super aggressive, or else this might not work. Genos at the top here. We're going to F to chase, tap him there, kind of push him forward, bully him a little bit, Maeve with an ult. I'm in such a bad spot here. Do we ult here? I don't know if it's a really good idea. If they line up, we'll go for it. It seems like they're kind of separate. That's Betty. Ult, we'll pop it. There we go. Just to stun the Vivian, guarantee that she's out. I do like Ash ult a ton. I didn't like it back in the day, but it has grown on me a lot. For some reason, I don't remember it always having the stun, but maybe it did. I remember there being a talent that did something with the ult, but yeah, it's pushing on the Ray here. I don't know really what she's doing. Just blast her. There we go. I'm going to actually drop the shield down here. Maybe buy some time for the F. Oh, friggin' channel's behind me. I'm dead. Maybe we can wiggle enough away. Pop the F here. Do I just tap him? There we go. Oh shit, that might have actually worked. There we go. Playing aggressive paid off there. Grover is healing me. I think Leanne is up here. Not Leanne. Getting rid of the Ray. Okay. We're 150 ahead now. We actually pulled the lead. Drop the Q, run back in here, but the game is over. I did try and use the ult earlier, but I died to the Betty. That's an Andrew ult. We'll pop it here kind of in. There we go. Didn't get the stun on him, but that's fine. I think there is some bug still with her ultimate where you can get a percentage of it back, or like it doesn't consume it. I don't know when that happens. I think it's something to do with if you get CC'd right when it lands, or if somebody grabs you or something. It might have been fixed though. No, either way, there we go. Victory. Great game for Ash, actually. And yeah, there we go. Stats for the first one. Pretty happy with how we did there. Damage is kind of crazy. We had highest damage other than the Vivian, who was putting in work, but 14-2. Shouts to the team, of course, for the heals there, and Grover putting in work. For some reason, I thought we had 3, but Betty and Maeve were doing their sort of thing. I just honestly had a pretty free game there, running around with Ash, causing a bit of a mess. Okay, so for game 2, King of the Hill Marauder support, I do queue for Onslaught and, you know, Siege, but for some reason, maybe because it's going away, I get way more Onslaughts recently. We've got Alex, Ceres, Drogos, and Eevee, but obviously that's fine for Ash. We're up against another one. Going to go, of course, for Fortress Breaker, and then probably the reset. I think it makes the most sense in this matchup against another Ash, although maybe it might get countered a bit by her shield. The health, like this setup doesn't make sense. Maybe the full health one does, but we got Ceres, she has a general, so we're going to go for this. Kronos and Nimble to start. We've got Discovery, Combustible, Snow Globe. I missed the jump, then Mortal, Reach, Nocturnal. Fortress Breaker, she's going for a more reset-centered thing. Debilitate, Unyielding, and Luminary. I'm going to play on the top. I think that's probably a better idea. With those Strix at the back, maybe we'll push down on him, tap the Ash, drop the Q, just for the damage. I was going to push the Strix, then I sort of realized Jones was back there. I thought it was a bad idea. I do not want to play around the left side though, because then we're going to get tapped. Drop the Q there kind of forward, get some shots for life. Still definitely just kind of worried that the Ash is going to knock me, so we're going to try and play the angles a little bit. There's a knock for her just to push it back a bit, give us some reset. Jones is going to push in. I don't know where the team is, to be completely honest with you. Don't find myself paying too much attention usually to what the team is doing. Sky's throwing the bomb down there. Great play there, Ceres, but in this one, I feel like maybe I might be kind of screwed because of what the team's up to. We'll pop the F, dash, cross, surprise the Strix, pop the F, push in. I guess he's over here. There's a tap on the Ceres. Not a Ceres. There's an ult, massive. Strix blind, but that's 2. Just going to keep firing into that general direction. I don't know where Genos went, but I guess he got cleared by the Lex, so that's a 3-man ult. I'll take that again. Team is nowhere to be seen other than the Lex, who's the only one pushing up with me. We'll grab some Kronos, we'll grab some more life rip, why not? Ash with the ult, drop the Q down, that does actually block our stem. I think we can push her away from this, right? We can tap her, she's going to try and get back in. The range on that is kind of crazy. There's another knock from, I guess, Drogos. We'll push her over there. That didn't work, shield blocked me. Nearly went off the map. Okay, don't know if life rip was really the right idea. I do need as much life steal as possible, but obviously you do have diminishing returns with it. That's a Genos ult, did dodge that one. That's a Sky ult as well. We're out of that, but yeah, Ceres is kind of healing the rest of the team, and I feel like I need heals, so I guess it works. We'll throw a knock. Never mind. Jones can grip me through that, by the way. I don't know why for some reason I think he can't, or maybe it's just the deployment on it. Okay, the lag. Okay, rubber bandings everywhere. Don't really know what the team is doing here, to be honest. We're going to pop the F, push in here. We should be able to get like a double tap, maybe with an ult combo. That's a 2-man stun. I'll take that. If we can get rid of the healer, that's honestly a win. We'll drop the Q, maybe play this angle a little bit. Strix throwing a blind against my shield. Okay, Eevee ult, nice. That Strix seems to go so quick when he pops the F. He's probably got like 50% on it, or at least something similar, because that Strix moves mad. We'll drop the Q. It's not really doing very much. I don't really feel like I need resilience just for that general scrap, because I don't have any other CC really. Ash went for the knockdown when I was in the shop, but luckily I was up against the wall, so we're fine. We'll tap the Strix, get a shot on him there. I'm going to check what he's running in a second, because he does have so much speed. Just check the Strix speed. He's running 40%. Just tapped somebody. Just going to follow her in the invis. There we go. That's just Ash strats. You kind of freaking learn to just follow people who are invis when you use that blaster. It's not too bad though. That's their Ash ulting. We'll wait for the F. We'll knock her back. Hit it with that. There we go. I don't have any extra percentage on it, so it doesn't feel that impactful, but that is a grip again there from the general, so we managed to get out of it with the F. For some reason, the F doesn't slam you down when you're grabbed by him. I always remember it doing that, or something similar, but yeah, now you just kind of wait in the air with the F. That might seem like a subtle change, but honestly it makes a difference. We just F to counter that. There we go, actually worked. There's a knock. There's an ult back on the point. Massive stun there. There we go. Jones has got resilience. They've got quite a few, actually. He's going for the ult. We're knocked out of it. We're on the map, though. I don't know why I even bothered looking down there to try and control that, because that knock is just insane. He's running at level 3, which I don't really think is worth, even in this scenario here, just because even with that knock, it's not really annoying us too much. I'm just going to play around this shield, but I think I'm dead. I don't know really what I'm doing. Definitely like the fact that we've got these games back to back, just because they really show you the two sides of Ash. That's a massive ultimate there. Definitely have gotten way better with the Ash ult over time. I think that's why it doesn't annoy me, or I guess why I like it a lot more than I used to. We'll grab more life rip, but having these games back to back has really shown me how much of a difference your team makes, despite you sort of being fine on your own as an Ash, and you can do your own thing. your team makes such a big difference, because you can't really do much, you know, group control, or I guess massive group damage. Even though your shot is a blast damage, there's the F, it does still slam you down. Yeah, it just is kind of single target, despite the fact that it hits in an area. You can't really do much if there's like 4 people stacked. It does add up, but yeah, you're not really going to be able to break through people. We'll see with the stats in this one where we end up and how the team did, because I don't know really if the game's been very representative of it. I'm just going to keep jumping around here, maybe get rid of the general. Sky's down there, we're going to avoid her because her damage is way higher obviously, and try and get rid of the healer. But yeah, there's a defeat. We did fine. I don't feel like I did that much differently than I did in the first game. And yeah, stats there for the second one, pretty much exemplifying what I just said. We did pretty much the same damage, shielded pretty much the same amount, had a worse stat, and I definitely should have more damage because I had an Ash in that one. But yeah, if you look at the rest of them, we doubled Lex, Ceres was doing something, and then Evie and I think Joker's also had a bit of a hard time there. I don't know why he wasn't flying around at all. For their side, General's put in insane work. Obviously, General's is in a really good spot at the moment. His heals are just crazy. I'm surprised they're not nerfing him. Sky did pretty well there, to be honest, as well. Her output was kind of annoying. Burst was kind of crazy on me a couple times when I was like one-on-oneing her. Vora also did okay. Ash was playing the point, and Strix was doing Strix things. What else can I say? I feel like the stats actually ended up representing that match way better than I expected them to. But yeah, Ash is in a pretty good spot, despite those two matches being vastly different. I feel like they're very representative of the two scenarios we have with her, and then of course just sort of the standard match, which is probably closer to the second one than the first one. But regardless, I like Ash a ton. Like I said, I'm glad that she is getting buffed a bit, because her shield, you know, sometimes doesn't feel the best, and 500 extra on the talent there I think is perfectly fine. But hopefully they do some other stuff with her soon, with the talents, and maybe with the builds. Again, like I said, with a bunch of other characters recently. Although in Ash's case, like I said in the video, I'd be kind of fine if they left, although hopefully at some point they do something with Slugshot and Padding Ram and revise them a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see me do next, your thoughts on Ash. I'll see you all really, really soon. And as always, stay frosty. Just flicked through her weapons and I realized that she has like a fireball launcher but no snowball launcher. I for some reason thought that this fired like those sort of projectiles, or maybe it does. They look kind of like snowballs, but she doesn't actually have a winter weapon, which would fit her kind of perfectly, considering she has like the fire theme. Yeah, anyway, yeah, see you guys soon. Have a good one.